Okay, hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I see that today the internet is finally working again, and this was because all day today the internet was not working. It wasn't even on. I actually had a good day off from the internet, just like relaxing, taking an inside step deep in, introspecting. I was looking for a lighter today, and my mom took my lighter, and I was so mad because I was like, I want a lighter at this current moment. I have just this little bit of cigarette butt left so that I can smoke, because I have no more, I have no more money to buy anything that I want. Someone stole my GoFundMe money, and went to like a Walmart, and I don't even live close to a Walmart, and I haven't had groceries in weeks. And speaking of that, I broke into my mother's room to take the fucking, lighter, because she always breaks into my room to take shit. Like, she stole my fucking wallet the other day, but if I go into her room to take the fucking lighter and the vacuum cleaner for the house, that is a motherfucking problem. I was cleaning the house, all right. I needed the vacuum cleaner, and she was lying to me about where the vacuum cleaner was. So anyway, I go into her room, and later today, it was so hot, right? My mom kept on switching off the AC, which was it was pissing me off, because my room is the hottest in the room and in the house, and she knows that. She knows my room is the hottest in the house. And so she still, she still, she still was switching it off constantly for me to actually go take like the third shower today, because it was hot as fuck. So I took my third shower today. I come out of the fucking bathroom, and I'm like, why is it so fucking hot? Because I switched on the AC a while ago. I go over, and the AC is switched off again. And before, she got a new AC unit inside her room, but she left the AC off knowing that I was she's trying to kill me. Do you get what I'm going at with this? Like, there's so many times where she's done stuff like this. She's trying to get back at me, but doesn't realize that these are the things that were causing me to be suicidal and depressed. And anytime I told her I was suicidal and depressed, she would laugh like she would win, like, oh, well, I guess you shouldn't have done this, or I guess you shouldn't have done that. This bitch is going to die. This is my little, because it's literally insane what she's been doing to me my entire life, causing me all sorts of harm, lying to everybody about me and my character. She called me a prostitute and a slut when I was like 11, 12 years old. So really think about what kind of person she is. She tried to confuse me on my sexuality before I even knew what sexuality was. Like, that's why I was so dysphoric. I couldn't recognize. And then also she tried to like make me whiter than I was. She was trying to act like I didn't have any black blood within me. Literally, that I was lucky to have her as a mother. Anyway, that's a little toxic energy. I'm sorry if you resonate with that. Really, we're gonna be all fine. God is watching. Like I said, I have major cancer energy, so I know that if I'm not holding a grudge, God is. Like, that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do. I can just give her forgiveness for being such a stupid bitch and move on. And give myself forgiveness for falling to this part of earth, where I really have to deal with that whole situation. She literally does things on purpose, which just talks on narcissistic behavior. She does things on purpose to stop me from moving forward. So like when I'm trying to go into my mental health psychology school, right? I'm trying to go into my mental health psychology school. She literally wouldn't give me my documentation and would falsify the documents in order for me not to be able to get into that school. I should warn anyone who sees this video that she does falsify her credentials when she works. I've spoken to her previous boss, who said that she was making the company lose so much money that he had actually asked her to resign. Shortly after she left, her boss actually got sick, and my mom was pushing me to ask him to give me the money. She asked me to call him so that she gets her money that he owes her. Come to find out, he doesn't actually owe her any money because her credentials were fake. Her documentations were not intact. Nothing that she did was intact. In fact, she had kept literally all this documentation away, which is the same thing she's been doing for me, which is causing me harm. Like, I'm unable to get my documents because she has literally lost all of them. She's literally caused me harm for all this time. And it's like, I talked to the cops, and he was like, well, you're an adult, you don't actually have to. And I'm like, bruh, you're going to hell. I already know you're going to hell. Like, as I was speaking to him and I was looking at him, he couldn't even like converse with me properly. And the other black girl was just like, oh shit. Like, she was literally watching me and paying attention. She could tell what I was talking about. She felt what I was talking about. But what'd you call it? The energy is like he was just looking at me, trying to ignore the fact, well, you're an adult. Oh, well, the rape happened a year ago. I'm like, bro, you're going to hell, bro. Like, no cap. Like, oh, the rape happened a year ago, like when I was 20. Like, okay, but what about all the other times I was raped and molested when I was younger? Does that not count anymore because I'm an adult now? So what about all the kids who were child trafficked now that they're adults? It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't count anymore. All y'all are going to hell. That's what doesn't matter anymore. You guys are all going to hell. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. All these people, not you guys, the nice viewers that are watching this and supportive of my journey and my successes from underdog, honestly. But, you know, anyone who sees this, because at the end of the day, it's like, how are you going to look someone in the eye who has been raped, who's clearly traumatized, who's being gang stalked and all of these things, and tell them, well, it was a while ago that it happened? Honey, when the demons start coming after you personally, okay, don't come looking for me, because that's going to be really funny, okay? When all these things start happening to these people, they're really going to come to me for help. Like, oh, I need help. I want my inner child healed now that I'm getting karma. Bruh, your inner child is gone now. As soon as you get in contact with these demons, your inner child is gone. It doesn't harm your inner child, okay? It harms you personally and all the karma that you've done. Your body literally dissociates and leaves so that your inner child isn't affected by it. You are the only one affecting your inner child by neglecting it. So then you're literally creating a false reality for you and your inner child, which is why we say you need a conversation with you and your inner child so that you can be able to align yourself with your inner values and your outer values as well, so that you're not so materialistic as well. But people just don't want to understand that. Yeah, they just want to live within this devil energy. They just want to live with it. But let's disillusion this real quick. Because devil energy has been trying me today. I feel you guys. I feel y'all. Yeah. The devil energy is like, what is like, there's an illusion on this like new path or new journey. Oh, you're going on this new journey. Oh, you're going on this new adventure. Oh, honey, no, you're not. You're not going anywhere. You're just continuing amongst your past. All the things that you've done before isn't just erased. It isn't just erased. Anything that you've done in the past stacks up, okay? Karma stacks up. You don't just leave the past in the past and move on forward without actually dealing with the past. You don't get stuck in the past either. But the thing about it is, my mom wanted me to leave things in the past. So any hurts that I've done to anyone or anything that anyone has done to me, she wanted me to just leave it in the past. And I'm like, bitch, it is in the past. I'm the one solving all these issues and karmas. But clearly she wants to be the one to solve the generational curses. So I'll leave that to her and I'll focus on myself as per usual. And I'll focus on my task. May the generational curses really come back to her, because you know that's really what happens after back to back my family on my Jewish side, on my white side, on my Russian side is all like slowly, literally, they're passing away constantly of all sorts of aneurysms and cancers and whatnot, and I'm the only one that it's not hitting. So any nosebleeds, any hurts or anything, I'm actually quite resilient when it comes to this curse. Yeah, but it's like they were working so hard to put all these things on us. Okay, so if you're a star seed, or if you're a star seed, if you're the generational curse breaker and everything like that, then you're the one who what you call it, that is supposed to break all these generational curses. But you know, the reason why they're generational curses is because it's their generation. Okay, it's their generation. It's not our generation, it is their generation. We are just children of God. We are just children of the new generation, and we are beginning to live our lives to be able to continue with our children happily without those curses, because that is their karma. It's not our karma. We actually come from the line of people who never really did anything wrong. Like, but the thing is, at the same time, is that we never really built egos about it. We more so, like, anytime we had an ego about not doing anything wrong, we would literally die. Like, we would literally die. So we would have to always be within that mindset of like, oh, am I doing something wrong? But that's just so that we can be able to be careful on what kind of actions that we're taking, so that we can be more responsible with ourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, there are people like right now, like I see, like there's this death card in reverse. It's like moving into calmer waters. Literally, it's like we're very decisive. The generation that we're talking about, the future generation of kids and like star seeds, we're very decisive on our actions, very precise on what we want. That is why they try to put like, oh, we're with ADHD and whatnot, when the truth is that we are the types to be like, oh, those are really bad waters over there, we're gonna move to calmer waters, so we don't have to so we can avoid this ending that isn't necessary. Like, there's violence that isn't necessary. We don't need to do that. Exactly. And a lot of us come off as wounded warriors because there's a lot of lessons that we needed to learn. There's a lot of lessons and things that we needed to learn to build our strength, right? We had to fight off a lot of things and avoid these kind of like curses, literally karma that isn't ours. At the end of the day, it is kind of like fire energy. But at the same time, it's like these people get so angry. They get so angry that we're not stuck. There we go. See, Empress is here. They get so angry that we're not stuck, that we're not indecisive like them. Like, we know what we want. We know where we're from. We know how it is. We take our time to study. We literally do everything we need to do so that we can be able to move forward. And that is something that these people aren't capable of seeing. They're not capable of understanding. They're not capable of interpreting. They're not capable of creating. They're not capable. They're just not capable. Okay, they're just not. Which is why I always tell people to stop being within that lack mentality, like what they have isn't enough, because that's not fair on themselves or their inner child. You want to make sure that you are aware that you are enough. Yeah, this kind of, there's an energy of like crying over spilled milk and a lack of value, a lack of self-value. But the thing about it is that the thing about this lack of value is that it was only caused because there was so much spilled milk to begin with. To begin with, there was a huge disappointment that was put upon us. Look, it's coming out again. And it's like, look, another page of cups. Literally, it's like all we ever got from the world, all we ever received from the world was disappointment. Like, not only did from the generations like the boomers, not only did they cause major disappointments to the millennials, older millennials, boomer generation, like in the in-between generation between boomers and millennials, that generation really fucked over the Gen Zers, like really fucked over the rest of the economy, right? The boomers wanted to say that it was the millennials wanted to say it's the boomers. We know who really did it. It's that in-between section, in between the boomers and the millennials, that in-between section. Something there happened where there was a generation born that was just such a disappointment and they really moved this disappointment onto us as if we wouldn't notice. And then what narcissists do when they do something wrong is that they would blame other people for it. But at the same time, if we're too young to be able to understand this energy of disappointment, why and who is putting that energy upon us, at the same time, it is what we were handed with to work with. When we were handed these things to work with, it really takes understanding what we have of value. Not only were we handed broken materials, scraps, You know what I mean? We were handed the scrappiest of scrap material to be able to work with, so much so that we refused to work with it. We refused to work with this material that we actually decided to start all the way from scratch, since that was how it's gonna be. We were just gonna start from, if you don't know what I'm talking about like, we decided to start from like the original plan, you know, from God, because these people ruined the plans, their plans, my ancestors' plans, and then they gave us all the scrappy scrap bottom fucking leftovers of it all, and then wanted us to make gold out of it so that they could sell it at resale value for $1 million, and so that they would get the profit instead of us, so that they would get the credit except from us. You know what I mean? Like, we would do all the work like slaves, and these people would get all the high value artistic stuff while we're over here getting fucking nothing. And that's why there was such an energy of disappointment. But you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure energy is what we also brought to the table. So we decided to use these things the best we can, as our generation thrives. And we decided to really use these scraps and metals to be able to create something so that they would literally be unable to break ever. And this was the same thing that they are really jealous of. And so they are envious, and they literally don't know why they're envious, but it's literally Nazism and racism anyways. So I know it's like really hard to follow along, but this is why, like, lovely reading, thank you, I guess. I hope so. But it's like, yeah, so we literally took this Page of Pentacles and turned it into a King of Wands. We literally turned it into a fiery energy, into something that would make sense, would produce, would be a leader from this little scrap of nothing, you know, this literally nothing. Oh, we made something out of it. Out of this Page of Cups, we literally, oh my god, there's so much. Okay, we literally made the entire economy, you know, out of nothing, we went and took on the 10 of Pentacles, the entire energy. And I'm seeing here right now that there are some secrets around this, literally the moon upside down, and what they were really hiding. Okay, so what kind of secrets that was in the situation, whether this be within the economy, whether this be in private life, whether it, however it resonates with you, like, it could be literally anyone that is making you feel any certain type of way, whatever part resonates. It's like we put so many emotions into something that we didn't even entirely understand, so much so that everything that we were capable of giving, we gave to the higher source of energy that we had. We understood that the energy that we claim for ourselves isn't even our energy. It is the energy of the source, of the highest power. Any gifts that we get from the universe is of the highest source, highest power. So same thing with saying, like, I expect good things because I am a positive person. So if anything negative comes my way, it will turn into positive in my nature no matter what. If anything negative is sent my way, it is transmuted into positivity regardless. Yeah, there is no such thing as betrayal on my hand, because I don't work to betray myself. I work for mine and other people's successes. I work with other people and myself included so that we are all successful. And if you have some kind of mental disease or disorder where you feel threatened by whatever I have to put on the table, that's literally your personal loss. Like, if you feel like you can't trust me as a human being, that's your personal loss. Like, if you feel like you think I'm like, let's say if you're my boyfriend and you think that I'm cheating on you because I have like pretty eyes or something, like that's your loss, because the moment you come to me and you even have the energy of being angry or being envious, I will notice and I will ask you what's wrong. And if you become defensive, I already know you're living in hell, so I will break up with you. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I am ruthless in that sense. Okay, I couldn't care any less about how you're feeling if you're going to be affecting me personally with that energy. Heal yourself before you come to me. Heal yourself before you start speaking to me, trying to work with me. Heal yourself before you want to be able to enter my energy spaces. Like, that is exactly how that works. And I understand if I'm not healed enough, but if we are in the same level of communication, understanding, and influence, like, of each other, then we will be able to properly communicate so that we can be able to reach a standard of living and lifestyle that is suitable for not just us personally, but for everybody else around us, which is the main goal of humanity anyways. A long, long time ago, when humanity was just beginning, it was never about like taking over people's lands or trying to conquer lands. No, we used markets and money to be able to share goods and services so that we can be able to combine cultures. You know, Asiatic culture combined with African culture created Indian culture. We have all sorts of cultures. Well, you know, Indian culture also comes from like really old blue people. Like they were blue people that were high level masters and masters who lived on Earth, and it's really hard to explain it. But where's my necklace? Okay, I don't know where it is, but it's really hard to explain it. But all the knowledge that we had, for example, like you have the Mongolian Empire, that existence from like Russia, but you also have like this Genghis Khan character that was lied about. There was just so much history that is combination. The only time that we truly started having these wars was after Jesus's death. And the fact that they're trying to say that he resurrected and all that when there's no proof, like as humanity, we do require proof and evidence. But when you stem your entire life on belief, like there is a whole lie in the middle of the fucking word. Like you can be able to just sit there and be like, yeah, you know, I believed, but now I don't let these belief systems hold me back from experiencing humanity in its entire scale. Now, did I say that Jesus didn't suffer? No. No, I didn't. Because I know he did. I know he was humiliated. Jesus was a great fucking man, and he did a lot for the fucking world and country. He did a lot of things. He brought a lot of sciences to the forefront of humanity. He brought a lot of understanding and information and medicine. He himself was a druid and a master magician who knew exactly what he was doing and knew what his fate was afterwards when he knew that he was going to die. He surrendered to the divine and the divine powers. He didn't allow himself get killed. He fought. He fought for his right to live, but he still died in the name of our sins. Because they sinned, they killed him. And they're trying to play it off like Jesus sacrificed themselves so that they can play on the word sacrifice. What does the word passion mean? It comes from the word passion fruit, okay? It comes from the fruit. That's where most words and most understandings of language come from in the first place. But when you say passion and you compare it to passion of Christ, oh, Christ was so passionate about what he was saying. Christ was not just passionate about what he was saying. He was a human being who truly loved himself and the world and God. He was someone who showed, it's going to make me cry, because he was someone who really and truly had faith in us and humanity as a whole. And he was backstabbed like Julius Caesar, which is another incarnation of another ascended master. He was backstabbed. He was literally lied upon. You had Judas characters. It's a lot of like, oh, jealous characters, a lot of envious, angry characters within our world. And these are the same characters that spread rumors, okay? Which is why we don't listen to rumors. We ask the person straight away why they're saying the things that they're saying, or how it correlates to their situation at this current moment. We don't just blame people or try to say, well, you're an adult, why don't you fix it? Like, I made a video about it too. Like, I was literally on my phone. It's like, how would you look at me, someone who has been through abuse, rape, molestation at the ages of literally my childhood? I literally had zero childhood, zero teenagehood. I couldn't act like a proper teenager. I was never a proper child. I was an adult for my entire life. And this is the moment where I can really take advantage of my adulthood and start fighting for my childhood. And these cops are gonna look at me and tell me, well, you don't have to anymore. Well, who's gonna fucking do it? You are? Are you gonna fight my demons? Because I bet you won't, because you'll have my demons and then you'll wonder what the fuck happened to me all of a sudden. And I've told this to people all the time. That's why we help our inner children. That's why we take care and we heal ourselves. Because these narcissists do not fucking care about us. So why should we be looking at them and what they're doing? Because they're programming us. Whatever we watch, whatever we look at, the patterns where we have monkey minds, but like only particularly in our brains, they cause habitual patterns. So if we're constantly in nature, constantly looking at the clouds and whatnot, our mind starts to be programmed by the sky, okay? We start to get programmed by the earth. That's why whenever we're online on the internet, we get programmed by whatever the fuck is programmed in there in the first place. So when we get used to advertising, if we get used to the things coming to us just because we're thinking about it, we're not going to be able to survive in the human nature and humankind when all these things get destructed, because they will get destructed as usual, because they're not built on a foundation that is meant to last, okay? They are built on a foundation based off of profit, which is exactly why we say the things that we do. We are not meaning to scare you as a chosen one or the 144,000. We don't mean to scare you. We are saying what we are saying to show you the truth, so that you're able to, so that you're, instead of wishing all the time and having your wishes unfulfilled, or maybe working for something super hard. Like, we already know how many boomers work super hard for where they want and they could still get fired at any time. You know, everybody always anxious all the time, always fearful all the time of certain decisions that they make, because they fear this loss of identity, this loss of wishes, like everything being fallen apart. Instead of that being the fear, if you truly fear something, then it really takes looking within to why you fear it. And most people won't look far back enough, okay? A lot of people forget because they don't trust God. They don't have faith in general. They can't see that they have previous lifetimes. They have previous lives that they have repeated the same thing over and over, and the only reason you're being harmed now is because no matter how many times God put certain things, or like your spirit guides or ancestors put certain things in your path, you still made the wrong decision. And so now you have to be harmed in this 3D physical reality for you to be able to actually acknowledge that something is wrong. And these narcissists do not want to admit that, because they can't look far back enough, because they don't have that capability of creativity, because a lot of them are like the abomination instincts of earth, because they are from the Nephilim underground reality of hell. They have come here on a mission as well, and that mission is to be able to serve the devil wholeheartedly, like the little fucking minions that they are. And this is why we talk about these certain types of like evil and good aspects of life. The truth is that this, like I said before, it's like a stage, but people are either puppets or they're human beings, and they're like more so the audience. But even the audience people are puppets, and then there are people above watching it's just insane. Okay, this world is pretty fucking crazy. And that's the thing, is that in this 3D reality, it's been condensed so much to be able to be simple for simple minds, okay? For The Simpsons, that's why we have that little dome, and that's why we have The Simpsons and Futurama and all these TV shows and all these different things trying to show us the truth. And all it takes is a mind that is capable of understanding, and a mind what is capable of thinking and creating something for themselves that is going to be able to see through all the bullshit. And that's why we want to keep at a high vibration, because if we keep in a high vibration, not even if, when we keep in a high vibration, as we keep in a high vibration, we will continue to elevate and evolve, because that is literally the main thing and main structure of our universe, is a constant evolving, a constant expansion. You know, when flowers bloom, they grow. When flowers grow, they bloom. When trees grow, they grow taller and taller. And literally, we are the only ones who cut them down, because flowers, when they whittle and dry up and die, you have more flowers and more seeds and birds and bees. It's literally the whole point, is the expansion of our universe. Yeah, it's only fated to happen. It's literally only fated to happen to us. Yeah, and this lack of fulfillment that we feel isn't from this constant need to expand, okay? The lack of fulfillment we have is based off of our values. So whatever you truly value, like, have you ever seen a kid ask for a lollipop? I wasn't allowed to really buy sweets when I was a kid. I was never really allowed to eat candy as a kid. I would get yelled at and insulted. I would literally be called like a slut or whore or something like that if I asked for like a piece of candy. So what'd you call it? Something that, imagine if you did give me a piece of candy at that point, I'd probably be super fulfilled. I wouldn't ever ask for candy again, just because you've given me this one piece of candy. It has made me so happy in my life, right? That's literally what my parents and narcissistic people avoid doing. They know that you get a sense of fulfillment out of just any good thing that happens to you. So you're asking for good things, and these narcissistic people are the one that are taking it away from you. They're taking it away from you so that they can see you being inside a sense of a lack of fulfillment, so that they can feel more fulfilled, because they are demonic, okay? They don't care about their fulfillment. They care about you not being fulfilled, okay? That's what they want. I know I'm speaking a little nasally today, but like that's why I said, like, my mom kept on switching off the AC and it was terrible. Yeah, so you do have this kind of energy of like letting go of our ideas, and letting go of karma that isn't ours. So any karma that isn't ours, that we don't, like, we didn't never deserved in the first place, I call judgment upon that. So what is the karma? What is this karma that they're trying to put on us, on the divine feminine, on the divine collective? I'm hearing like a poverty. Yeah, literally the Wheel of Fortune. So that literally they're trying to put like a staged poverty type of action. And we're going to find out who it is and how it's affecting us. Isn't time moving so slow now? Before I was speaking so fast, and now it's much slower. Yeah, they're trying to stop us moving forward and looking within. They're literally trying to stop us moving forward and seeing what we have in ourselves within. Yeah, literally the Chariot upside down. They want us to be able to just stand there and like feel conflicted. So any conflicting feelings and stuck. They want us to not be able to see any further from our decisions. Like basically being indecisive. They want us to be indecisive on what we want. So that's why we need to stay decisive. And we also need to be able to make sure that our intentions are set right. Yes, because the truth is that we are constantly fighting these battles. And while we try to move forward, every time we try to move forward, it's like suddenly we're distracted, we're indecisive, we're not able to really make a decision for ourselves, and it's because we immediately start fighting these battles. Literally 7 of Wands and 9 of Wands coming here. So it's like we're coming off as a wounded warrior, literally as someone who is like a victim. They want to put us within a victim mentality because they feel like a victim. They feel like a victim because they're inside a lack mentality. Exactly. They want us to betray ourselves and our mind states. They want us to feel like a victim, but when we don't act like a victim because we don't feel like victims, I'm not a victim to the abuse, I'm a survivor. Okay, everybody who thinks that it's still not affecting me can go suck a dick, specifically the devil's dick. Okay, because the truth is that we as survivors, we're not going to stand here and cry all day at your faces and tell you to help us because we've been raped. No, honey. The less you help us, the deeper you end up in hell. So what is it in for us? We're not doing anything wrong. We're just sitting here. I'm literally like being like, thanks for not being a regular human being. Thanks for never being there for us. We have now learned how to live our lives as good people of earth, and now we understand these peoples and pedophiles and fucking lack mentality and ill-intentioned people. We now understand their true intentions. We now understand their true colors. We now see exactly who they are, and we are happy about that. We are completely happy with that because guess what? The more you try to fuck me up, the more and higher I go. Literally, that is the truth. So I'm not only speeding through the universe at like an unlimited amount of speed, not only am I out of limbo, not only is the divine collective out of limbo, but these people just keep steeping darker and darker into their own sad reality of a lack and a victim and all this and that. And that's supposed to be our problem? No, okay? Not to my viewers, not to the good people of the world, not to the humanitarians, the good people, the people who are of good intentions, who never meant to harm anyone, and harm isn't even within their mind. That's not even what they were thinking about. That these people that I'm talking about, the good people of the world, the only people that they think about is either themselves, the children, or other people who are good. So they stay within high vibrational frequencies in order for them to create high vibrational frequencies and live within the frequency of love. Now, if you're constantly thinking, exactly, the children, if you're constantly thinking about trying to harm someone else or trying to hurt someone else, that's your fault. Like, at the end of the day, you're backstabbing yourself. If you feel like someone is constantly attacking you all the time, that's probably on you. So whatever demons that you're trying to send my way are gonna go do a U-turn to you, because to them, I'm like a fucking angel. When demons see me, they get scared, okay? When demons see me, they get scared, and then they get twice, 3 times, or 4 or 5 times as mad at you for sending them over to me. That's the truth. So when the demons are like, oh, we're going on, and then they see me, they're like, oh, hell nah. We're not finna, no. And then they do, like I've said this in my other video, they do a U-turn because I'm vibrating so high that if I have to notice a demon around me, I will destroy them. And then they will destroy you. So you're lucky that they're scared of me. At the end of the day, you need to be able to look back at yourself and decide what it is about your inner child that you love for yourself. Yeah, you need to be able, if you're trying to make a decision with some self-esteem and confidence, you can. And it doesn't have to be immature. It doesn't have to be immature. If you're thinking of it as like oh man, it's such an immature decision. Oh, how am I going to do this? I should probably ask someone else. Then you're not taking a leap of faith. You're just taking it because you feel like, oh, well, you were a wounded warrior before. Now you have this armor on, and now somehow you feel like that's going to help you. But no, it's not. It's not going to help you. It's not going to, exactly, because what you're going up against, or who you're trying to present an offer for, is an empress, okay? Is someone who is so high up in their ranking, especially in a spiritual ranking. They are so high up within their spiritual ranking that they're capable of handling these issues. Like my ex, one of them, he actually got so mad at me for some reason, I don't even remember why, that he started beating me up. He literally hit me multiple times in front of his father, who was just shocked and confused at what to do. When I looked at his father, I was like, aren't you gonna do anything to stop this guy from literally hitting me? First of all, he was really trying to hurt me, but it wasn't working because I'm African, and I knew if I flick my finger at this white boy, man, he's gonna fucking die. So I decided to be an empress, the high fucking priestess, divine feminine that I am, and just take a fucking seat and be like, are you okay, man? Like, is there something you want to talk about or anything? Which is exactly why I mentioned before, like, our capabilities of standing our grounds, especially as a high vibrational person, is very high. Like, we don't have to do much to be able to make sure that we're good. We don't have to. Meanwhile, these knights in armors literally battling to the end of it just so that they can lose all the opportunities they have available to them. Like, why? Narcissism. Because they're only thinking about victory and a way to win. Meanwhile, this empress over here is just like, hey, you want to look at my flower? Look at my flower. It's a pretty flower. She literally doesn't even know what is going on. And that's the thing. Why would we be aware of such terrible things if we're not supposed to speak on them? The only things that we're aware of that are good and positive are the ones that we're meant to speak on. The only things that are bad and negative that we've seen are experiences that we are here to teach to everyone, so they don't have to go through these experiences too, because there's no point to it. So you see, we have the Queen of Swords here that is protecting, a protector, an energy that is protecting these empresses, these divine feminines, because, well, the King of Swords won't do it. So the Queen of Swords is here, and a good way that the divine masculine will try to take away the Queen of Swords from the Empress's path, or at least remove this energy of, like, indecisiveness. Look at him. Literally, what the fuck did I fucking just say just fucking now? I did say divine fucking masculine would just pop out of no motherfucking where, literally trying to obstruct divine feminine. Like, and I'm saying this because, like, no animosity, it's just this power struggle this divine masculine recently, this narcissistic energy has been having recently inside the collective, where divine masculines or masculines in general have been feeling like they're supposed to be on top of the world. Like, now that women are standing up for their rights and feminism is becoming more of a thing, and now we're having feminazis. Like, I never did say that we should be okay with Nazism. I'm not okay with that. But because we just started this, like, here the divine masculinism, what is he offering? There are secrets. Before you know it, yeah, he's trying to bring secrets to the forefront. And he was trying to come in with secrets, but before you know it, divine feminine is like, no. We're not going to have these secrets. We're not going to have these secrets. What are they? What is going on right now? Look, God is here. God is here to watch. So some kind of either God or marriage, either that or some kind of commitment. Yeah, they're trying to move forward on some kind of commitment, or yeah, they're trying to do some kind of commitment. Yeah, trying to, like, release their burdens, and they're having some kind of patience. There's a whole ass Queen of Wands energy here. So they have some kind of female energy, some kind of feminine energy, like a fiery feminine energy to them. Meanwhile, divine feminine has her Queen of Swords up. So remember when I did mention before the King of Wands? So there's been something going around about, like, false readings and stuff like that. Like I've said this to people before, divine masculine, if you're doing a reading on your divine feminine and it is without her permission, then you will get a false reading, especially when that person is of a high ranking. Yeah, because now you're causing an instability. You're causing an instability within your own foundation because you're doing readings on people without their permission. So for me personally, the only reason I do readings for karmic situations is so that people are able to elevate themselves and be able to save themselves out of certain scenarios that they don't see coming. So let's say there's a fucking serial killer, okay? There, you, for some reason you have a karmic who's now a serial killer, literally plotting your death, right? Let's say you have someone like that. I'm the one who's gonna be like, hey, your next lover is gonna be a serial killer, so you need to fix whatever childhood issue you have now. And whenever you feel an inkling of don't trust this person, then you don't trust that person instead of giving them a benefit of the doubt that is gonna kill you later. You know what I mean? So that's why I do specific readings, but I'm not gonna start gossiping about someone. If literally, I'm not gonna start gossiping about anyone unless it is to bring clarity to a specific situation. So let's say someone cheated on someone, I'm going to tell that person that this person cheated on this person in order to bring clarity to their situation as to why they feel a certain way. Now, if they choose to trust my decision and trust my saying, it's up to them. Now, if they are a good person and they have heard that maybe someone they know is cheating on them, they will take their time to be able to take a step back, reflect, and then ask their partner, hey, I just wanted to have a conversation on our boundaries of our relationship just to make sure that we're still clear on where we stand within this relationship. Now, if your partner says that, hey, listen, trust me, I love you, I would never cheat on you, ask them, well, listen, I trust you already, now God will handle it. Okay, God usually is the one to handle these scenarios. I've never accused any of my exes of cheating, but just to come find out afterwards when I've broken up with them because of something that they've said to me that I didn't particularly like, because of my own boundaries that they've thought that they could now cross. I broke up with them, and let's say now God steps in and is like, hey, this guy was cheating on you the entire time, for me to sit back and go, oh, really? That's really funny. And now I'm not mad. They are just like 5 times as mad at themselves. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, and it wasn't any of my business. At the same time, like, that's the same reason we don't do readings on other people, especially negative people or negative entities or attachments, is because as soon as we feel those negative entities and attachments, we can decide for ourselves what we can do to be able to let go of that energy without actually harming anyone. Okay, without actually harming ourselves instead as well. All we have to do is be ourselves. Yeah, no more breadcrumbing. There's no reason to breadcrumb and create a false reality, false foundation. We can move forward and release our burdens for ourselves if that is something that we wish, and take upon a divine offer that is being presented to us regardless. Like, we don't need other people to do what we need to do. God will always provide us a way to be happy. God will always provide us a path for us to walk on. Jesus will always guide us in that path. Our spirit guides, our ancestors, people, star beings, fucking Pleiadians. We have Lemurians. We have so many star families, animal ancestors, fucking anything there to literally help you and guide you on your path forward. And so you can step out of limbo. You can take upon your new path forward. You can feel fulfilled for what you've done in your life without having to give everything up. And your sense of fulfillment is going to come after you're done crying over spilled milk, after you're done coming out of the energy of loss, the energy of loss, realizing you haven't lost anything. You really haven't lost anything. They've tried to make you feel like you've lost something. So me saying I didn't have a childhood or I didn't have a teenagehood, I did, but it's not the same as everybody else's. And so now everyone thinks that I'm supposed to have the same types of opinions when I barely even have any opinions. I have maybe 4. opinions in total. Like, I'm not the type of person, and that's an opinion. I'm not a type of person. Actually, that's more of personal knowledge. I'm not the type of person to give you random opinions that are based off of false judgments and realities that I don't subside within. Like, I'm just not going to give you some type of knowledge that isn't within my reality. So whatever I say is within my reality. And if you live within a 5D dimensional reality of this universe, and it relates and correlates to you, and it literally resonates with you, which is why I do these readings, then there's something for you here to learn as well. Like, there is something for you to learn, and there will be random people who will enter my channel who have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, who barely understand what I'm saying, and yet they somehow can see something within my readings that are somehow like correlated to what they have to say, or what they're feeling, or what they're going through. And like, understanding how to be able to interpret information for yourself is super important. There are some people that don't think in the same way. You know, people who've been asking me my entire life, what language do you think in? And I'm like, what the fuck kind of question is that? And then I started really thinking, and I was like, I don't know if I think in a language. I more so think in space. Like, I'm like, and that's it. I don't really even think much. I meditate. Yeah, so the energy we're really within right now is trying to let go of false ideas and fake opportunities that don't serve us anymore, by being compassionate with ourselves, by not taking these disgusting, rotten offers anymore, opening our heart space to be able to understand that, yes, we can be empathetic with other people, but we don't have to give them everything about ourselves just so that they can feel fulfilled within their fake ass motherfucking journey anyways. And that's really the cycle completion. We don't have to feel bad because we are not able to change people. Okay, we as empaths shouldn't feel shitty because other people don't want to change. Okay, I don't give a fuck what kind of zodiac sign you are. If you are incapable of change because you think you're incapable of change, then stay in that energy then and watch me still not give a fuck. Okay, and move forward. And as you build resentment and jealousy and anger and frustration, I'll be over here watching your ass thinking, why the fuck won't you just change? But I already know the answer to why the fuck you won't change. It's because you feel incapable of changing, and so now it's everybody else's problem instead of yours. That is literally how that works. So now, for you to be able to create change, you want to use some kind of scientific method or some shit, because you don't want to understand the benevolent powers of change, good change, positive outcome, and opportunities that come from good situations. Instead, you want to be able to do bad things or create chaos in order for there to be change. No. Now, things might look to some people chaotic, but to other people, change, like to me, change doesn't really look chaotic. It's more so a transitionary period. Now, whatever chaos was being caused in my life was due to the Aquarius energy, Aquarian energy, Aquarian chaos energy that was being caused, also Sagittarius combination energy that was being caused upon me, because I do have Sagittarius and Aquarius in my chart. So they are very chaotic energies when it comes to the stability of home life, which is exactly why I don't fuck with Aquariuses and Sagittariuses, because it literally drives me crazy. It drives them crazy too. Listen, we don't have to be compatible, but if we are compatible within the spectrum of, let's say, what'd you call it? If we are compatible, and I mean this is like the most human thing ever. I don't mean like a like a feminine or male or anything like that. I mean, like, even as a viewer, if you're watching this and you're a Sagittarius or an Aquarius, and you sort of feel like you're incapable of understanding a specific way that I am speaking, it is because you have not changed. And I change constantly within myself. Okay, I change all the time, so much so that by the time it hits my 3D reality, it just feels so chaotic, but I understand that it's a transitionary period, so much so that people find me extremely mature in my decision making. And this is only because I have been through a lot of chaos in my life, and not everybody has been through the same chaos that they've lived through, that I've lived through. And so people often get some sense that no, all you have to do is focus on your energy and how you change as a human being. Now, let's say you have a very strong Virgo or very strong Taurus energy in your chart. So my Saturn is in Taurus. It means that you ground yourself using very strong patterns and ideals. So maybe like numbers like 5 and 7 and like 12. Like very hard numbers that hit hard and root themselves within the very ground of humanity. Whereas you have Sagittarius and Aquarius numbers, or maybe Aries numbers that are more like 3 and 1 and like 6 and such. And those energies are very airy, very light, very free flowing, right? And then you have water energy, and water energy is really the dual energy. Okay, so Geminis are air signs, but at the same time they're very compatible with Cancers, because Cancer comes from that primordial water energy. The cardinal sign of Cancer is the primordial water, which is one of the first elements of the nature of reality, is fucking water. Okay, so people want to claim like H2O is water, but at the same time I'm pretty sure that's MK Ultra, because at the same time that's not how alchemy works. You know, like, for you to be able to have air, you need a substance. Well, that's why we have like black matter, and that's why we have ether. You know what I mean? So it's just like a lot. It's a lot of things. But water is the primordial deity, the very, very, what is it called again? Like the thing that combines everything. The dilution. So the solution, the solution to all these things is water. And so when you have the water energy free flowing, it's the foundation, it's the 4, it's the 5, it's the 8, the infinity. You know what I mean? It's the 22, it's the 33, it's the 11, it's the 55. Okay, it's the 7. Those are the numbers of water. They're the ones that are like, hey, we've been here, we've been seeing. You know, you need to cleanse your emotional bodies, you need to cleanse yourself, you need to cleanse 57 on the clock. Literally, you need to be able to be aware of the pre-programming of your system. But how could you be aware of that pre-programming? Even to narcissists, how could you be aware of that pre-programming if you're constantly fighting yourself? You're constantly fighting yourself. Yeah, that's right. Like, at the same time, I'm seeing salvation. We're gonna be saved. We're gonna be salvaged. Is that the word I'm looking for? Salvaged? Is that really the word I'm looking for? I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. Let's see. Exactly. We're gonna be... Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be salvaged. We're gonna be, saved, but redeemed. That's it. We're gonna be redeemed. I don't know, exempt, safe. I don't even know how to explain this because this sounds like just like extortion. But you know what I mean. We're gonna be like, we're more so going to be put under, like, we're gonna be saved, basically, is all I'm trying to really say from all this. Yeah, we don't have to plan any longer. We're satisfied, basically, as higher beings, higher entities, as, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a King of Cups now, some kind of emotional manipulator trying to sneak away and drop this kind of burden on us. Oh my god, this card literally flipped over on its own. Like, okay, there's someone trying to force a pregnancy or something. Someone's trying to force a pregnancy. Well, it's like whoever forces this pregnancy, whoever causes this pregnancy to be forced is going to hell. But their children are gonna be saved. But they'll go to hell, and they'll wish they were with their kids. If you ever fuck up your kids are gonna be taken away from you, and you will lose everything, okay? Literally, yeah. Like, how fucking dare you? Their kids, their children. Anyway, let's continue. Last thing. Divine Masculine, what's up? Divine Masculine, no foundation, no security. You'll get your justice. Oh, it's because of kids? Wow. There's a lot going on with Divine Masculine. We won't get into it. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I know this was a particularly long update, but I just wanted to say what I wanted to say for today and get it all over with before I oil. So I will be making a personal tarot card deck for you guys for healing as well, so that you guys will be able to heal your inner wounds, inner child, and for sexual healing. So if you would like to get some sneak peeks of it, then you can check out my Patreon. It is Mimi.Athena. And or if you just want to help me out, because someone did steal my money and I do have about $150 to pay for my credit card bill, and I have $0 at this current moment, I would really appreciate it if you could help help me out. I might GoFundMe, and the link in the bio and link in description, or help me out with I think my Cash App is Mimi.Athena as well. Yes, it is. Or you can always DM me on Instagram to make sure, you know, I have like my links and everything there as well. So yeah, I'll see